For having me on this session. My name is Piotr Jablonski and I'm Senior Solutions Architect at Isovalent. Right now at Cisco, because Cisco acquired a year ago this company, but my duties are roughly the same. So I'm involved as an advisor to the projects around networking and security, Cilium, Tetragon and other stuff. With Kubernetes, roughly 20 years plus experience in the IT industry, around 4 years in Kubernetes. I'm avid rower, 2,000 kilometers per year, so I'm trying to stay active. Today we are going to discuss specific security challenges around service meshes. Service meshes itself provide security for application layer, but we cannot forget that every solution should have a complementary security parameters and measures, because alone it can impose the risk from the different vector perspective. So here are 10 typical threat vectors for service meshes. We will touch today directly or indirectly these 4 of highlighted ones. So compromised application containers is one thing which is the most crucial thing you need to focus on, because vulnerabilities today and exploitability can be easily injected into the container through the code, through the CI/CD pipeline. I'm not going to talk about this, but rather about networking perspective, how the architecture exposes vulnerable parts of service meshes. And security of the control plane is one of them. You will notice that every service mesh architecture is actually quite vulnerable in terms of exposure. And what is combined with security and control plane is denial of service, which means once the control plane is exposed, you can attack this through the chain of attacks on the resources, on the open ports, and I will show you how you can actually do that. I'm not asking you to do so in your environment, of course. I'm not teaching you to do red teaming, but otherwise you won't be aware what to apply in your environment as a countermeasure. And also last year at Confidence, I presented how Istio security policy can be breached through the chain of DDoS attacks, or not DDoS, DOS attacks. That was on the previous releases, so no worries, this is patched already. There was no official vulnerability for the attack which I presented, because Istio maintainers mentioned that it's alpha code, so no vulnerability is needed. And also the last point is policy enforcement gaps, which is how to provide network policies to fill the gaps in your architecture. So every countermeasure should be prepared against specific architecture. We have 2 major architectures for service meshes,